Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Wednesday, January the 22nd, 2025. Well, let's get down to who found Sunny. Natalia. She walks in, sees Sunny on the ground, and immediately, as she checked for his pulse, and then she's looking around and she saw the pills on the ground. Now, it didn't show her reading the directions on it, but um she said that to Isaiah when he got there later. But she put a pill in his cheek and pushed it in and then looked for her cell phone as she was calling 911, letting them know they need an ambulance if her friend is passed out and and she said the name. She was going to say the name of the medication and Sonny started coming too and he's like, no, no, no ambulance, no, no hospital. And she's looking like, wait, what? And the person on the phone was like, ma'am, is there an emergency? Do you need an ambulance? Well, obviously she hung up the phone. And Sonny, she helped him kind of sit up. And he says, no, no. She goes, what is going on? He goes, I have a heart condition. And she goes, well, okay, no. Let me take you to GH right now. We need a doctor checking you out. You need an EKG. She's just like, I think she slipped in to Maria Santos there for a minute, right? From All My Children. That doctor mode kicked right on in. Okay. But he goes, no, no. She goes, Sonny, this is Sarah. He goes, no, get my phone. Call Isaiah Gannon. He'll pick up. Now, Isaiah was at the grand opening of Charlie's. Christina was her grand opening was tonight. Sonny was supposed to be there. Um, I like her ambiance. I really do. I like the blues, the way she has it set up. It looks more upscale, nice, not ritzy, but nice. You want to go there to go on a date there and have a nice drink. And once she gets the live music in there, it's really going to be nice, right? Lucky behind the bar, he's making killer drinks. All the customers love it, right? And before it opened, they did a little shot. He goes, look, our dads were partners years ago. Now we've got Crinthos and Spencer back together again. It's going to be magic. And I'm liking the way Christina's looking. She looked really good tonight. She really did, I think, right? So anyway, um Isaiah was there and he did. He saw it was Sonny calling. He was there meeting Jordan. And speak of another person that ran into Jordan was Brick. Jordan was coming in. She had a little gift. I guess the gift was for Christina, an opening gift. I never saw her give it to her though, folks. Wait, what was that gift for? And he goes, "Can I get that?" And he was talking about the door. "Can I get that for you?" And she looked and he goes, "Fan, I was hoping I would run into you tonight." And she goes, "Well, you should have just asked me out." And so they're walking through the door and he goes, "Well, what if I'm asking right now?" He's so suave and smooth and debonair, right? And so she goes, "Well, I'm meeting somebody." And as they're coming through the door, Isaiah stands up and he's smiling. He's got that little boyish grin smiling on her at her. Cause you could tell that we got the age different. Brick, older, suave debonair. Isaiah younger, handsome. They're both handsome, but Isaiah's way more handsome than Brick. And you could tell a little smitten, right? Doctor, mysterious man. Has ties to Sonny. But Brick, oh my goodness, that man could swoon you. So he looks at Isaiah and Jordan and he goes, "Enjoy." And she walks away and he sits down. But he's sitting and he's just looking at Isaiah, right? So Isaiah and Jordan are talking and he goes, "Who's the guy that you came in with?" She goes, "Oh, he's our town's resident or our town's mystery man or something like that. He does a lot. And so Isaiah looked at her and he's like, well, has he done a lot, for you? And she goes, a few things. She goes, he's very handy. Remember, and I forgot that he was the one who got information for Jordan on Brick. I mean, not Brick, that's his name, on Isaiah. So anyway, when Isaiah got the call that Sonny was in trouble, he says, I'll be there right away. And he tells Jordan, I'm sorry, it's a medical emergency. I have to go. And she goes, no, duty calls, go on. He goes, I hope we could do this again. And he's just cheesing at her. And she goes, sure, of course. So Isaiah leaves, and less than half a minute later, guess who comes? Gliding over to the table. Is this seat taken? And she looks up at him and she smiles and she's like, not anymore. So he sits down and, they're talking and he's the one who brought up, aren't you glad I got your information on him? But I see you two are getting quite acquainted. And she goes, something like that. Because see, look, Brick ain't been around enough to develop a relationship. Jordan gave him all the signals saying, I'm open to going a little further with you, even though you the resident mystery man. But Brick, if you do a deep dive into him, he comes up clean. Oh, he made sure of that. He scrubbed his profile so clean. You think he need to run for Congress, right? So anyway, that was cute. She's in the middle, three guys kind of, you know, fawning over her. And I like it because, Jordan has always been the one out, the odd person out. So I'm happy she's getting some attention. Now, who I'm not liking is Cody. Cody already showed up to Charlie's either high or drunk. Because to me, he was high, but I've never seen Cody do drugs. And Maxie says, hey, Cody, oh, I'm happy to see you. Listen, do you want to join Spinelli and I at our table? And he looks and he sees Spinelli. And he goes, oh, no, I'm going to go get a drink. And sure. But the way he's asking her, sure, I'll join you. Like he was hyped, right? And so he goes over to the bar. Spinelli's getting he and Maxie a drink. He takes Spinelli's drink out of his hand and drinks it. Spinelli's like, hey, that was my drink. And then he ends up drinking Maxie's drink too, just downs him. Now he's good and drunk, trying to blackmail Spinelli. Right there, Spinelli's like, wait a minute, where is this coming from? See, because I'm sorry, everybody. Remember back in the day when he was blackmailing Spinelli? Who paid him? Spinelli did. So no, doggone it. Paid in full. And I won't allow myself to be blackmailed by you again. And Spinelli says, I thought you turned over a new leaf once you've got Max Scorpio as a father. Why are you doing this? And you got Maxie as a cousin. We are family now. And you're doing this to me? You trying to shake me down right now? And oh, he starts talking loud. And he's by Brick and Jordan's table. Brick's looking up like, okay, I'm assessing the situation. Because, see, I may have to handle somebody. And I know how to handle him. So he's loud talking. And Maxie looks over. And Lucky comes from behind the bar. Says, hey, God, dude. And he kind of, because he's in Spinelli's face. And Lucky kind of touches him to turn him around and say, hey, you got to take this. You got to go. And he goes, get your hands off me. And Lucky says, we're not going to have that here. And of course, Cody bends back and punches him in the face. And I thought, okay, that's uncalled for. And why are we even seeing this? Really, why are we even seeing this? So, um, Brick is already standing up. But when the scene cuts back, I guess Brick had already stepped in and disabled Cody and, broke up whatever happened. But somehow, okay, Cody gets taken to GCPD and Lucky was going to be taken there too. Well, Lucky was working and was trying to keep the peace. So I don't even know why Lucky was taken. Lucky should have been taken to GH because he's the one that got assaulted by Cody. So anyway, Jordan looks up. She goes, "Oh, I like the way you jumped in and disarmed that situation." And he's like, "It's what I do." I handle things, right? He's just too cool, too cool for the winner. So, needless to say, Tracy, let's talk about her at the GCPD. Oh, she's still being adamant. It's still nighttime. Yesterday, the episode, she was being booked, but I guess after booking, they didn't take her to a cell. They brought her right back to the interrogation room. Lulu was trying to see her, and Dante's like, "Nope, she's being booked. She's getting arrested. So no." And Lulu says, "Look, let me talk to her. I can get through to her. And what if I can settle this whole thing for you?" He goes, "Tracy ain't budging." She goes, "Are you afraid to let me try?" And he goes, "Knock yourself out." So she's going in and she's talking to Tracy. And she's like, "Tracy, you got to think of the long haul." I'm surprised Lulu had an ounce of sense to give to anybody because she don't use it, right, for on herself. And so Tracy's like, "I'm not, I am. I'm thinking of the children." She says, "What good is it going to be, Tracy, if you think of the children and you're in jail?" She goes, "Willow will get her kids back tonight, probably. You'll be in jail. You're going to be charged, and you will have no way." She goes, "You say you're doing this for Monica, but you're not thinking smart because the kids you need to be able to oversee Michael's children, right? And in here ain't gonna cut it." So Tracy's like, "No." Now, Jason, remember, he walked into the chapel where Drew and Willow were. And I tell you, everybody, when Drew stood up and started talking, I was swearing like a sailor. Okay. Okay. Really. So Jason, he goes, "Willow, I need to speak with you." Drew immediately stands up and puts his hand like, "Willow, stay behind me." You know, and she goes, "Willow doesn't need to hear anything from you." And so he goes, "Willow," he's acting like Drew's not even there. He's not even Drew's saying whatever he wants, and Jason's looking straight at Willow. Because he Drew, you're nothing to me. And you keep it up, I'm gonna kick your ends in SS. Okay. So he goes, "Willow, it's about your kids." And she goes, "What?" Drew, no, Drew, I want to hear what Jason has to say." Willow steps from behind Drew. So now it's her and Jason. And he goes, "I have a compromise." And she goes, "What compromise?" He says, "A compromise where everybody will get what they want." He goes, "You'll get your children back, and Monica will still get to see her great grandchildren." He goes, "Willow, move back into the gatehouse. The kids are safe there. They're comfortable. This is where they have lived. You move back in there. This way, Monica will have access to the children." And she's looking, and Drew's like, "Oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm the only savior, right? Oh no." And so Willow, he goes, but Willow, Tracy is the one. Tracy's the one keeping the kids from you. Jason is over here talking about a compromise. But I'll bet you, does Tracy agree with this? I bet you Tracy don't agree with this. And so I think Willow says, Jason, what about Tracy? Because he's ignoring Drew. Does Tracy agree to this compromise? And he goes, I need to know if Tracy agrees, do you agree to the compromise? Willow is not going to, this Drew just jumping in. Willow is, she goes, Drew. She says, Jason, if Tracy, because he goes, I can have you reunited with your children tonight. So she goes, Jason, if Tracy agrees, then I agree. And Drew just looked at her. He goes, okay, I'll call you when it's done. And he turns and he walks out. And Drew looks, he goes, Willow, Jason is just doing the Quartermain bidding. Now, last I checked, you son of a gun, you changed your last name to Quartermain, right? He goes, Tracy's not going to change your mind. And Willow, you don't need Jason to get your kids back. See? If she really listens to this man, he goes, he made a promise to you he can't keep. He goes, I already have, listen, you still have the power to get things done. You press charges. And Tracy will spend time. She's like, she wasn't in for all that anyway, and he knew it. And so she goes, Drew, I appreciate what you're trying to do. Do you trust Jason? Do you feel Jason would lie to me? And he looked. He goes, no, I don't feel Jason would intentionally lie to deceive you like I am. He didn't say that, but really, it was like I am. He goes, but Jason has no leverage over Tracy. So, like I said, he's making promises that he can't keep. And so he goes, and it's the Quartermains that I don't trust. See, if you go back there, you're going to be vulnerable. Now, remember, one of her complaints about Michael was Michael keeping things from her to protect her. Michael not feel like, she felt Michael didn't feel that she could handle a lot of things or stand on her own 2 feet. Right? And Drew says, that's where Michael's wrong. See, all that whispering got me coughing. You're a strong woman, Willow. You know your own mind, Willow. See, that's when he was trying to get in Willow's pants. But once he did, oh, no. I'm the one who has to speak for you. I'm the only one you could trust, and I'm the one that will protect you because you can't think for yourself. That's what it's turned into. So she's like, well, no, I'm going to, he goes, they're going to use every trick in the book. I know the Quartermains. They're going to get you back there, and they're going to pressure you into somehow into giving up your kids. And she says, no, I know how to handle them. No, I'm not going to let that happen. And he goes, and you've got such a good heart. That's one of the things I admire about you. But I'm just saying, she goes, she kind of stood her ground. She didn't sit down there. Oh, did I make a mistake? She didn't do none of that. And so Drew had to back down. No. You are strong and you can handle. You can handle, most situations. Yeah, now Drew, look at you. Now go shave your face. So anyway, um, Jason goes to the precinct and Lulu's still in with Tracy. And he asks Dante, "Can I see Tracy?" He goes, "I have a compromise that might solve this whole thing." And Dante said, "Sure." So he lets her in, and Tracy's like, "You're back again?" He says, "Yeah, I have a compromise. I have a solution for this. And with the solution, Tracy, you'll be free tonight." And she goes, "What solution?" "Give Willow back her children. They will live in their home at the gatehouse where they're comfortable. Willow will move back in and take care of them tonight." And she goes, "No." And Jason looks at her. He goes, "You claim to want Monica to be close to the children." He goes, "This solution keeps Monica close to the children." So Lulu says, "Look, can you give me a moment with Tracy?" So Jason walks out, and on his way out, he goes, "But not too long. Like, I ain't staying. No, Tracy either gonna go for it or she ain't." So he walks out with Dante. And Lulu's saying, "Okay, now look, you got a solution here. This is a definite compromise. But what's to prevent Willow from saying she's going to keep the kids there and she ups and she takes them?" Lulu says, "What other choice do you have, Tracy? The cops are going to find the kids tonight, and Willow is not there with them. Once they find her kids, she will not bring them there, so you won't see her." Because he goes, "What's to prevent Drew from taking Willow and Michael's kids to Washington, D.C.?" And so Lulu says, "If you keep doing what you're doing, what's to prevent her not from going? Because now she won't have a home to bring them to." And Tracy just looked. She goes, "Play the long game, Tracy. You're losing your edge," right? She's like, "What?" She goes, "Play the long game. The long game is with Willow at the gatehouse, you get to keep an eye on her. You get to make sure the kids are safe and Monica's happy. That's the long game. While you all are Michael's recovering." So Willow beckons Dante. She goes, "Okay, she's ready for you to come back in." And then Tracy goes, "Okay, I accept. I accept the terms. I'll compromise." So Jason said, "Good." So he leaves, and um he goes to the gatehouse, and Sasha's there reading Wiley a story. And poor Wiley, he's so distraught because he knows daddy's in the hospital hurt. He ain't seen mama in days. And Sasha's like, "Buddy, you don't want this book read?" He goes, "I want my mommy. When is she coming home?" And she goes, "Oh, I know it's difficult, bud." And so a knock on the door, and it's Jason. See, I kind of thinking Jason, and I don't know. Anyway, but no, if he knows the baby is Michael's, he'll protect Sasha and the baby. And once they find out Sidwell is back, he's really going to be more protective of Sasha. Jason is that way. So anyway, she opens the door, and he said, "I've got news," because little Wiley sees it's not his mommy. So he turns and he walks, I guess, upstairs because he wasn't there when Jason was talking to Sasha. And he goes, "Tracy and Willow have reached a compromise. Willow is going to return here to the gatehouse tonight. And this is where she and the kids are going to stay, in their home where they're comfortable." And Sasha looks like, okay, that's workable. I mean, like, because Felicia had come over, and actually little Wiley thought Felicia was his mother. That's what it was. And when he saw Felicia wasn't, he was like, so he turns And that's when he leaves. And then Jason comes, right? But Felicia lets her know, you know what, Sasha? Because she goes, I don't even recognize Willow. I mean, the Willow I know would never do what she's doing, would never use her husband in ICU as a bargaining chip against his family. And Felicia says, you know what? Give Willow some grace. We truly don't know what is really going on between Willow and Michael. Willow and Michael know. And she goes, yeah, but she goes, and I'm going to tell you, Sasha, I have made, as a mother, some really bad mistakes. She says, now, Mac raised Maxie and Georgie. He was with my girls more than I was because I could not get their father from out of my heart and from under my skin. She goes, what we you see with me and Mac today, oh, it wasn't that way. I made more mistakes than I could count going back to Maxie and Georgie's father. She said, but now this is where we're at. So what I'm saying is people can change. And she goes, Maxie and I did not have this relationship that we have now. And so Sasha says, yeah, but you know what? I could tell the way the woman Maxie is and the way she is, you're a good mom. And I'm like, no, that's Mac. See, you just don't know Max, Sasha. Wasn't Felicia. Mac raised Robin, Maxie, and Georgie. Three girls and didn't have not one kid. So anyway, um, she says, Wiley, come down. And Jason, and he comes up, yes. And Jason says, got some good news, buddy. Good news for you. And he's like, what? And so Jason goes to the door and he opens it up, and Willow comes walking through the door. And she sees her son, and he sees his mother. Mommy! That was kind of a little teary eyed there. She bends down and oh, the hugging she did. She goes, she looked at Sasha. Thank you for taking care of my children. And she told Jason, thank you. Oh, and she's hugging him, hugging him, hugging him. And Sasha's smiling, and she looks at Jason, and Jason's kind of not yet. He's content too. So Lulu's like, okay, well, Tracy should be free to go now. Charges are, she dealt with the compromise. The charges should be dropped. And Dante said, that's not how it works. Just because they reach an agreement, this is an official police matter. The charges, just like they were brought on, must be properly dismissed. They haven't been dismissed yet, Lulu. So as they were standing there, and he's saying that, the phone rang, and the desk cop answered it, and he goes, "Thank you very much." And he told Dante, "Okay, the charges against Miss Tracy Quartermain has been dropped." And Lulu just looked at him like, "See, I told you you could have let her go 5 minutes ago." So anyway, Tracy is being released to go home. Um, so that was good too. So that pretty much was it, everybody. That brings things up to snuff with everybody. Oh, and Natalia, the doctor, Dr. Gannon says that Sonny needs to be watched. And Natalia says, I'll watch him. She says, we both stay at the Metro Court. I'll make sure to watch over him. So Dr. Gannon is like, well, okay. All right, he'll agree to that. Well, he ain't got no choice. And he told Sonny, why are you tying my hands like this? I'm trying to save your life because your heart needs some serious attention. You could go to Mercy. You could go where people don't know. No, no. Shut up, Sonny. So anyway, everybody, let's go to Comment Corner. Comment Corner. I started my trusty dusty stopwatch. I'm starting from the bottom, which is people that put their comments furthest away after last recap. And I'm working my way up. I won't get all the way up because over 109 comments. Okay. Rhonda says, I guess she did this comment at 10 p.m. Laura Wright wants time off because she's getting married to the guy that played Peter August. Yes. Thought I'd tell you that recap lady, and I looked it up, and there's kind of a little confusion as to whether they actually got married last year or not. But yes, she and Peter, or whatever his real actor name is, they are getting married, if not already got married. And she may just want to be honeymooning with her new husband. Michelle says, wow, so they're getting married now. Good for them to put all those nasty rumors to bed, that he was only using her to get on GH. Well, he was on GH for a nice good stint, and you know what, so what? And whatever. They've been together since he was on the show. I am says great for Laura. What do you mean, Laura? Oh, Laura, right. John says Laura said that's not true. Yeah, about him using her to get on GH. She made it clear on her X page. So, um, anyway, Rosebud says I have a question about the bombing. Why haven't they crossed the warehouse bomb and Sonny's apartment? Like, yeah, was it the same kind of incendiary device? Did Sidwell do? We knew Sidwell did the warehouse, but if they check the device, was it the same? That's interesting. P. Merle says, now you know that would be too logical. That's true. Loretta said to Rosebud, I read somewhere that Jagger's son may have planted the bomb for revenge. And Just Case says the PCPD aren't the brightest bunch to solve crimes, especially since Anna took over. She hasn't solved a crime yet. Well, at least on scene. Look, she hasn't solved a crime off scene either, Just Case. So, no, don't give Anna the benefit of the doubt. Dacia says she's going to regret it if she finds out that Drew and Nina slept with each other. Well, I can't wait for that bitter pill. Aisha said, Daily Recap Lady, astute observation about Willow making sure Sasha didn't get a chance to see Michael. I forget, or I forgot, this isn't the sweet Willow that we used to know. At least some good came of Willow's visit with her husband. It shut down Drew's effort to escalate the acrimony. Yes, it sure did. He was like, You spoke to Michael? Oh, yeah. I needed to apologize to him. Yeah. He had no comeback, no counter argument to Michael told me that is what he wants. And that's where he gets to go. Drew seemingly genuinely surprised that Willow was treating Michael's medical condition as something that mattered to her, not merely a bargaining chip. But he sure kept bringing it up but that's why you needed your last. Shut up. Oh my God, shut up. Wendy says, I noticed Brennan's picture in the introduction, and Lori says, cool, I like him. And I am says it's been there for a while. Yeah, if you notice in the introduction, the pictures that flash through are the pictures of the people that are going to be on the show. And it's the people that really are strong, reoccurring, or contract, not just your day players. Like, I don't know if Brick's picture was on, because he's he's not a strong reoccurring. He's just a reoccurring. Just K says, Team Tracy, she was 100% right about Drew using Willow. If Willow wants her kids, she'll have to stay at the gatehouse, which will help her mentally in the long run. And Nina will probably be on board with it. I love Tracy and Jason's scene. It was sweet. Willow is a trashy person. Having her side piece there in front of your burning husband's room and his parents. Good grief, disgusting. I know that Drew had no business, no place there. He really did. Nataku says, I think Jason will just say what a lot of us were thinking. Just have Willow come back into hers and Michael's place. Then the Qs will be happy and she has her kids. No one who, wait, the only one who wouldn't like that is Drew, LOL. And that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened. And then guess what? I didn't mention this. I forgot because I didn't put it in my notes. Drew had the nerve to call Martin. Now, Lucky and Liz got a discovery. Martin was saying how Cyrus wanted didn't want his mother on any kind of life support, just wanted her on medication and IV. And if she died, she died, because he wanted her, she felt she was suffering and he wanted her out of her suffering. And he goes, that's why mom gave me control. And we have moved heaven and earth to get her the best care. And not only is my mother thriving, my mother is strong. And he says, and that's why our mother wants nothing to do with Cyrus, because she said if he had his way, she wouldn't be there now. He goes, so Liz says, oh, okay. So that would explain why he wants to see, people that don't have family visit, and they're suffering. He wants to bring them comfort. They're baiting Martin, right? And so Lucky says, but do you think he would want them to be out of their misery? And so Martin got a phone call and he goes, I honestly don't know. He goes, but I got to go. So Lucky and Liz were looking like, yeah, that's Cyrus's motive. That's his MO. But they said, but wait a minute. Sam was not suffering. She was completely healthy, and so was Dex Heller. Lucky's like, we're missing a big piece of the pie. But look, they're on the right track, right? So anyway, Drew was the one that called Martin. So Martin goes to the chapel, and Drew, he's sitting there like, Jason won. And Martin says, you should be looking happier than this. I just got a call that Willow is being reunited with her children in her home as we speak. And Tracy Quartermain is going to be released. Well, Tracy needed to spend a good night behind bars. And Martin's just looking at him. And he goes, and once they get Willow, I need to be the one to protect Willow. Once they get her, they're going to manipulate Willow. Oh, like you're doing. You feel Willow could be that easily manipulated? That's because you're doing it yourself. Y'all know what I wanted to say. So anyway, Martin, for the first time, Martin is kind of looking down at Drew like, I'm seeing something here that ain't quite right. He goes, that's why we've got to come up with something that's going to prevent. And Martin is just looking. See, and my whole thing is, Martin, this is where you're wrong. It's attorney-client privilege. Drew Quartermain is not your client, nor can he give you orders as if he is your client on behalf of your client, and he ain't even her husband. Drew has no legal course to tell Martin to do anything for Willow. That's what is so unbelievable, that congressmen don't have that kind of power. Period. Now go stamp the bill to get the sewer cleaned up, Drew. Get out of here. So anyway, Nataku says, I think Jason will just say, oh yeah, about going back to the gatehouse, and Drew's the only one. And Just Case says, I could care less about Drew's feeling. Willow will need to choose her kids or her side piece. And that's what Drew was so down in the dumps about, is he feels, Willow's already made that choice. I'm going to be with my kids tonight. Now, see, the next thing will be to keep the peace. No, you can't come here, because what Drew's going to do, he's going to show up on that door tonight. Watch. He's going to. So Aisha said they should have the guards barring him from coming on the property. Aisha says before Anna stepped away, she responded to Martin's declaration that that he was there to reunite mother and her children. And so she said, well, I might believe that if you were here with Willow and not Drew. See, there you go. And Jess K says, First time I agree with Anna in a long time. I also like how she told Drew he shouldn't be there either. I'm team Anna until she wanted Tracy booked. All right, everybody, I'm past my 10 minutes for Comment Corner. Thank you all for your comments. Listen, everybody, go and read because there's some good, interesting conversations going on in Comment Corner. I read them before today about a half hour before the recap, and you all have some great points, great insights. Keep talking to each other. That's what this is all about, and that's what Comment Corner is all about. I'll be here tomorrow with another daily recap of General Hospital.